Let me start with sharing a Zen story. That it so happened that in the ancient times, there used to be a king who was also an archer. And he used to believe that he was the best archer in the country. And uh, he was also acknowledged to be the best archer. So one day he thought, let me go around and take a view of the land that I rule. So he went on his horseback with his people around and traveled from village to village, place to place. And then he came across a particular place where, to his utter surprise, he saw that almost every tree in that place, in the nearby woods, had an arrow which was stuck right at the center of a bullseye on this tree. An arrow which was struck right at the center of the bullseye on each tree. Every tree there was an arrow, there was a bullseye, and an arrow that was there right at the center. The more he traveled, the more he was aghast. He was aghast at the supposed deftness, the skill of the archer, that he did not miss a single bullseye. He was thinking to himself that how can it be possible that I am the best archer and I also miss bullseye sometimes, but this archer seems to be better than me and he has not missed a single bullseye. So he came back to the village, started talking to the people and asking them, who is this person who is such a deft, such a skilled archer that he is not missing a single bullseye? So people, kind of brushed him off. They said, oh, don't worry about him. He's a madman. Yeah, so what? But he is a great archer. I think he's a better archer than me, and I would like to meet him. So they continued to discourage him till the king was absolutely relentless and insisted that he meet the person. And then came the chief of the village, and he said, sir, he's a madman. He's a madman. He goes with his bow and arrow and goes to the tree, paints a bullseye on the tree, and then sticks an arrow at the center of the tree. I repeat, he goes out and goes to each tree, paints a bullseye on the tree, and sticks an arrow right at the center of the bullseye. The king was absolutely amazed. And for the first time, he realized that hitting the bullseye, which people thought and everyone thought was the ultimate sign of excellence, of achievement, was not so important as important it was to know how one has hit the bullseye. So my friends, the reason I'm telling this story to you, I heard it for the first time in one of the recordings of a lecture by Osho. Those of you who know Osho, he was in those times a very, very thought-provoking speaker and a spiritual guru. And this impacted me a lot, especially when it comes to achievement, when it comes to doing something and making the world stand up and acknowledge that I have achieved. What is more important? Going out there and sticking a bullseye at the center with an arrow, or be that skilled, that talented, that powerful to be able to shoot an arrow to the tree and hit the bullseye. When we are talking of being future ready, the reason I'm putting up this webinar is this webinar will take a very different view to future readiness. Contrary to the popular view that you should go out and learn AI and data science, chat GPT and whatnot if you want to be future ready. This webinar will focus on your inner preparedness, because that is how my journey has been. I like to believe that I have been able to not just be future ready, but I'm steadily moving towards what I believe is my destiny. Ultimately, it's about how do I realize my destiny, right? So before I get into sharing the slides, is there anyone who has any questions? I like my sessions to be interactive. And if you are asking your question, please unmute your microphone and also switch on your camera. It will be wonderful to interact one-on-one with the person instead of the screen. Any questions?
Not at this time.
Thank you, Carla.
Not at this
Thank
time
you.
for me too, but I just want to say a very appropriate topic, very important for today's world. I can't ask for a better topic. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for endorsing it. Are you ready for the future? Get ready for your future using BachFloweressences. This is the most fascinating thing that I have found, and I've been fortunate that a lot of people have come to me, a lot of the people from different walks of life, from the corporate, people who are in profession, people who are creative people, people who are students and are wanting to get into the big arena, big competitive arena and excel. All of them have come, and trust me, without, I'm also a coach, as many of you would know. Earlier, I would have had some coaching sessions with this person to help him. Now also I do coach, but I think the credit goes to the amazing, the most fascinating BachFloweressences. And I'm going to talk about it in detail as we move forward. Those who don't know me, I run this institution called All That Bach, which is here to transform lives and heal souls. And our intention, our goal is to mainstream Bach flower practice as one of the main practices for holistic wellness. I'm a psychotherapist, a transformation coach, and of course, a Bach flower alchemist. So we start with, I forgot to acknowledge, and my bad. I have with me Pooja, my partner, who has kindly agreed to moderate this session with me. She works for HSBC, and she's an excellent communicator and presenter herself, but she prefers to play second fiddle when it's my show. So Pooja, on to you. Pooja, I would like you to capture the response to this question. Before people come and ask the question, let me explain the question. I will put a slide across so that you can capture it on the slide, and we can save the slide along with the deck. So let me first explain the question. So whatever is your understanding of future readiness, whether it is inside out or outside in, There are many of us, depends on where we are in life, starting from the time when we move from studentship, scholarship, to becoming professionals, to midway in our professional journey, to in between jobs, to maybe even towards the end of our career, we struggle with being future ready because the future is uncertain and we don't have a sure fit formula for being future ready all the time. So the question over here, in me, in me is a very important thing. I'm not looking for causes outside because that cannot be controlled. What is in me only can be controlled. What in me comes in the way of future readiness, of my future readiness. So I'm going to take you to the next slide, and Pooja is going to guide you to put your responses over there. Yes, Pooja, on to you.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. To do this, we'll use the annotate function. Or if you just scroll on top of your screen, you will see a green ribbon saying you are viewing all that batches screen. And next to it is view options. If you click on view options, it's a drop down. And the second from top is the annotate bit. So you click on annotate, a new ribbon will come up in front of you. There are several options over there. Choose the text option, please. And once you do that, I'll try to show you also. And you come anywhere on the screen, you click and you can start writing whatever you would like to write in terms of your responses. And you click outside of the box and you will see your response there.
Can we change the color, the font of what we write?
Everybody's color will be different. I would change mine, yes.
Yeah, white maybe. I'll
Sure.
request you all, because it's a black screen, if you can use a white font.
Ma'am, if you could use the text function, the T point, then you can type easily. Thank
Fear
you.
of unknown,
Thank you,
overwhelmed, not prepared. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, Reena.
Sure, Carla. You would notice on top of your screen a green ribbon that says you are viewing all that batches screen. And next to it is view options. And if you click on view options, you'll see the annotate function. When you click on annotate, you will see a new ribbon come up with different options. Choose the text option to type. It's easier to type than to use the freehand drawing.
No
When you choose
future, I wish we have had a future overview. This is amazing, Mariam. Yes. That's one of the handicaps that we have as human beings, that even if we believe that this is an overview, suddenly it changes. Every day we come across surprises where what we thought was the future. And I think COVID taught us in a big way, right? We would have planned for 2020 and 2022 and 2025, and everything got turned around with the COVID. Look at this. Awesome. Thank you. My own inhibitions, right? Right, Mariam? I love the way you're putting it. Look at this, babe. Pooja, isn't it beautiful? She can use the text
yes.
function, but she's preferring to write. Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know how to use text function, and that's why I.
No, it's absolutely fine. Try to, what is it?
It's just no future overview. I think that's the problem I face.
Okay. Yes. Yes, all of us face, even I face. But I'll share with you a trick by which you can, with fair amount of accuracy, be able to not just see the future, but know how to be there. Yeah, let us have some more. I'm excited with this very, very overwhelming response.
If you are having any trouble typing in over here, you can just type it in the chat box and I will paste it for you. Don't need to be worrying about it.
Thank you, Pooja. Thank you very much. Try to follow.
I think it's trying to focus, if I'm not wrong.
Trying to focus. Yeah, trying to focus. Yeah, lack of focus. It is there, this is there, that is there, and the world is saying this, and then my colleagues say this, and my peers say this. Peer pressure is a huge, huge influencer.
Just when I mention not educated, I mean not educated. It's like being, like you mentioned earlier, the data sciences, the AI, the what have you in
Yeah,
the software
so,
world.
yeah, can I just slightly tweak it? The belief that I'm not educated, the belief that I'm not experienced enough, right? And we'll
Correct.
come to that.
Correct.
Yeah. Ultimately, it is that. I mean, imagine there is a fresher. A fresher cannot be educated in everything. That means a fresher cannot start his or her journey towards the future. Though, of course, he can, because there is something in it in the person. And
Right. And
but
after
the
so many
belief,
years being at a certain age, you also have this belief that I cannot, it's difficult to change, or it's difficult for me to absorb stuff I'm already
yes, yeah. So, oh, this is a brilliant thought. Learnability. At not a certain age, at every age, there are people who have challenge with their learnability. And how can I quickly swing from one stream to the other stream and learn new things? Right?
right.
It is definitely a challenge. Yes, I acknowledge that. World is changing very rapidly. My own self-doubts. At times it seems hard to be consistent with my plans. I somewhere believe that you guys have had a peek into my slide. The very next slide. I have this weird feeling because you are talking my language. Wow. What best can I expect?
It's also like how you mentioned that your destiny, I mean, is that what I should be doing? I mean, how do we know that what should we really be doing? Should I be in the rat race of, hey, things are changing, I need to be going after that? Or that's not what I'm meant to?
Should I be a dancer or should I be a project head?
Right.
This has been a $1 million question which has never been answered, and some of them who have, I don't know how many of you. And this movie is also pretty popular outside of India, and if you can lay a hand on one of the OTTs and watch this movie with English subtitle, Three Idiots. It's all about that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. And there is another movie which I'm going to make mention of during the webinar. I think it's a must watch for all of us. It has taught me many a lesson. It has shaped my life. Anyone else? Fascinating participation. Trying to focus, can't concentrate. Awesome. I'm not sure of what the future holds. I feel that if I know what it is or what it holds, I would be better prepared. Of course. But then there are ways and means by which I can get a peek into the future. There are people who have, just think about it. How did they get it? I mean, how did Steve Jobs, did he get it at all? I don't know. But did he? Or for that matter, Mark Zuckerberg? Or for that matter, Pooja, what is the other name? It's just coming to me.
Sorry, other name for?
One of those who have really made it and realized his destiny, international figure. I talked about Steve Jobs, Mark Zuckerberg, and I'm just missing out the name. Tesla.
Elon Musk.
Yeah. Oh God. Elon Musk. Yeah. And out here in India, we have people like Narayan Murthy, we have Azim Premji. But actually, we don't know. Is this where they wanted to be, or this is where they have happened to be? So, big question. I have never met him. But I think ultimately it is not about the indicators of whether you are the second richest or the third richest or the fourth richest, or you are your fame index, your social media indices are high. It is not about that. It is about, do your heart feel contented that, I have arrived where I wanted to. Now, all that you have said, what I have done is I have put it in a way that it can be seen in one snapshot. The reason is all that you have said, they come in clusters. There is nothing, there is no emotion which stands by itself. Emotions are always coming in clusters, and they have some interrelationship between each other. So let's see this cluster. We will go bottom up. So right at your belief level, what is there? Let's understand first. I'm not powerful enough. I'm not adequate enough. I'm not capable enough. Your self-talk, your inner voice, your sponsoring thoughts. I'm not worthy enough. I'm too small to think big. I'm limited. My resources are not enough for me to achieve what I dream of achieving. It can never happen, negativity, because it has never happened. It can never happen. Assume lack of knowledge, the belief that I don't know enough. And finally, what many of you wrote, fearing failure and fearing the unfamiliar, which is the future. These are some of them. Of course, nothing is an exhaustive list, but some predominant beliefs and blocks which are lying deeply snugged in your unconscious. There's nothing much that you can do with it. No matter what somebody comes and scammishly tries to sell with you that change your beliefs and all that. I have tried almost every which way. One, it is very painstaking. Two, it is not permanent. The only permanent way is with Bach. We'll come to how it happens. On top of that is this stack of mindset and attitude. Lack of self-confidence, ambition, false modesty. I don't think I am the one who should be doing this. Why don't this person does it, right? When there's an opportunity, let's say in your organization, and you're approached that why don't you take up this role, which is a fascinating role, and heart of hearts you want to, but something tells you, I don't think I should give it a shot. It is linked to the fear of failure, by the way, and you show false modesty. Directionlessness. I think one of you wrote about going here, going there, going everywhere, trying out almost everything, jack of all trades as we call them, taking almost every class that is possible, right from knitting to sewing to aeroplane making to machining, and to, of course, AI, data science, and then finally ChatGPT, and then, of course, the other side of it, communication, team leadership, all of that. So there are people who are doing this. They're philomaths. They are directionless. Lacking focus. If in my mind I believe this is the way to go, I start doubting that, and quickly shift to something else. My focus gets blurred, and finally, resistance to change. This is a biblical mindset issue that we don't like change. Change is unsettling. Change brings in an element of not just discomfort, but an element of doubt and uncertainty and apprehension it brings in. So we don't like change. And all this at the bottom, if you notice, now you can build linkages, interrelationship with the blocks and beliefs. The blocks and beliefs are leading you to have this kind of mindset and attitude. Now, all this is below the waterline, if you can imagine, an iceberg. So while you can experience the effect of it, there's nothing much that you can do. You can't reach out to it. You can't reason out with it. The unconscious knows no reason. The unconscious is beyond the power of the consciousness. Now, this leads to a conscious set of behaviors, typically procrastination, distraction, hesitation, indecision, resistance, all sorts of things like that. Let me allow Rajiv to come in. And at the top is the skills. Of course, you need skills, but I'll come to the skills a little later. This is a stack where what is being depicted is we need to change 4 layers, and each of these layers need to be addressed differently. You cannot change your beliefs. You need to dissolve them. You need to uncover and heal your mindset and attitude. You need to unlearn and learn your behaviors. The simplest is acquiring skills. All you have to do is sit in a class or go through some hands-on learning and you acquire the skill. But mind you, the hierarchy of the stack means that you cannot uncover and heal your mindset and attitude unless you have dissolved the unconscious blocks and beliefs. You cannot change your behavior. Now, this is important. Hear me out. You will read in the social media, you will see a lot of wise people talking about behavioral change and behavioral modification. My friends, please don't fool yourself. Your behaviors are responses driven by your blocks, beliefs, mindsets, and attitudes. Unless they change, you cannot change your behaviors permanently. As much as you can't have a sweet, ripe apple on a tree, the roots of which are infected. You cannot have a juicy fruit that you like to eat born by a tree, the roots of which are infected. Now, finally coming to skills. I have in my own life of little more than 6 decades, again and again proven it, that if I'm aligned to that which I'm purposed to do, if I'm aligned to that which I am called upon to do, acquisition of skill happens by itself. Many of you don't know, I've been a performing musician. I've represented my country in Festival of India in Switzerland. And when I started, I didn't go to a school to learn. I learned by myself. However, to gain mastery, I found a master. Many of you don't know that I am also a numerologist and an astrologer. I learned it myself when I needed it. These are skills. And of course, technical skills. Do you think somebody taught me Microsoft Office, PowerPoint, Word, Excel? No, I picked up tips from here and there. So one is learning skills. Acquiring skills is not about learning skills. Acquiring skills is all about getting it from all touch points of life. You have so much of exposure. Once you have that inner nudge which tells you, go get this skill, you will find ways and means of getting it. And YouTube is a great blessing, by the way. Pooja will support me. Pooja is a chef also. So Pooja, tell me, how did you learn bread making?
Yeah, I started researching on YouTube, and that's how I found out.
And you
what to do and what
experimented
to
with
do.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why am I focusing a little more on skill is because the world outside will tell you, get skilled, get skilled, get skilled. No. Skill kills. Rearrange, realign your blocks, beliefs, mindsets, attitudes, and behavior. The skills will come on their own. So this is the crux of what is stopping us from getting future ready. Now, many of you wanted to know about how to get a glimpse of the future, how to know how the future is going to pan out like. Now, here is a very quick but surefire formula for you. The first step is to know your purpose. Those who were there in my previous webinar, I talked about your personal DNA, which is made out of your purpose, your values, and your innate abilities. You can go to the channel and watch that. Now, the purpose is the most cardinal element of future readiness. It is not just a cognitive understanding of your purpose, but can you bring your purpose to play? And how do you do it? I will share with you in a bit. But then the second step is important for you to bring your purpose to the play, and that is your dream. For example, I'm sure many of you who secretly want to pursue a passion would be very often dreaming of yourself engaged in that passion. What do? You dismiss it as just another dream and go about doing what you're supposed to be doing to earn your livelihood, right? Now, your dream is nothing but a glimpse of what are you called upon to be. While purpose is about your being, your dream is showing your being in action. How does it shape up? How does it show up in your doing? That's what the dream shows. Now, when you focus on this dream, when you honor this dream, when you have faith in this dream, what comes up is the next step, which is the most powerful step, which is a single-minded, focused, purposeful thought with a very specific outcome to be achieved in a given specific timeline. So powerful is the thought that it galvanizes all your energies and garners support from all around. That is the definition of intent. And once you are intentful, you are thrown into the arena of realizing your destiny. This is a surefire formula, and you can take a snapshot, though this presentation very soon will be up on the channel. You can take glimpses of this from there. But now, what is required for you to be able to go through this 4-step process is focus on your purpose. That which comes to you very easily, that which is meaningful, that which is effortless, and that which you seem to be just making happen. You're not doing anything. What is my purpose? My purpose is to enable transformation in the life of people. That's what my being is all about. And trust me, when I took up BachFlower, that was never thought about as one of the options for which BachEssences would be used. But today, the third generation, the third stage of evolution of practicing with BachFlowers is all about transforming lives. How did it happen? Because my purpose drove me there. It is such a powerful force which is sitting inside you that it nudges you. Once you acknowledge it, it nudges you to move forward towards what the future is for you. So honor your purpose, focus on your purpose till you start beginning to dream purposefully. Have faith in your dream. I'm not just talking of the dream that you have when you go to sleep in the night. I'm talking of the dreams that you dream in the day also, where you watch yourself in a particular place, doing something with some kind of people around and with some feeling inside you of feeling joyful or feeling meaningful or feeling contented. Now that is a glimpse of your destiny. The dream is a glimpse of the destiny. And that's when you fearlessly sit down and make an intent statement. Intent statement is very simple: to achieve whatever you want within a given timeline, by what are the resources you would like to garner, and if there is anything through. So do by doing this, leveraging these resources. That is the structure of intent. You can come to me, I can help you to craft an intent statement, print it out in very compelling, picturesque and creative way and put it up on your wall and watch it every day. There is no way that your intent cannot be brought into action. And finally, when you are in the arena of realizing your destiny, honor the freedom that it gives you, the freedom from going and moving in the rut. Yes, you'll be distancing many people, but you will have new, more meaningful friends around you. Now, this is where I'll bring in the mention of this other movie. I don't know how many of you have seen this movie, Kung Fu Panda. This is exactly the track, the pathway, Kung Fu Panda 1, that Po, the panda, followed. Can you see his shape and size? And he became the warrior king. His purpose was to bring in peace to the land. And he brought peace to the land. With this shape and size, nothing matters. But just having faith to move on the path that your purpose has already carved out for you. It's like a GPS. Follow the GPS. So, quick question, Pooja. One meets his destiny on the road he takes to avoid it. Something for you to reflect. That road which you have avoided, which now you are having a niggling sense could be the road to destiny. One more whiteboarding, if we can. And that'll be wonderful if we
Sure.
can put some thoughts there, because that will be your future endeavor. Can you please moderate it, Pooja, for me? Where help me,
Okay.
you can just put it in the chat box and Pooja is going to put it up on the screen.
Yeah.
What is that road that I have been avoiding, which is perhaps leading me to my destiny? So reflect for a while, listen to your gut feel, listen to the nudge of your calling and just write it down. Lack of interest about it.
Indroneil, I'm so sorry. Can you repeat the question?
Yeah, Pooja, can you write the question at the top? What is that road that I have been avoiding, which it seems now can lead me to my destiny or can help me to meet my destiny? The road that I avoid can help me to meet my destiny. For me, it was my music. To be very, very open and frank, today I would have been a professional musician, but I avoided. I came with false modesty. No, no, no. I don't think I want to be a professional musician. I'm happy being an amateur musician. But my dream was to be a musician, and I could have become. That road, Kanika, that you're avoiding, which can lead you to your destiny. No, it is not about self-confidence. It is not about pent-up emotions. Yeah, Mariam, taking responsibility of my life. Okay. Would you like to expand on it, Mariam? What is that roadmap that there is a nudge right inside you and you are avoiding? How do you want to take responsibility of taking responsibility of my life by? Kaila, what is it that you're avoiding? Not why, but what is it that you're avoiding? What is that that you're avoiding? Somewhere something tells you it might be a good idea to move on that path, but you're avoiding it. Yes, Sue, this is what I wanted. Sue, I will help you, Sue. I can exactly feel and know what is happening with you. And I can help you to take the blue pill and move into that world of magic. This is awesome. Who is this BachFlower therapy? You have found your road.
It's
Yeah,
me.
roads also avoid if it.
Yeah, it's me,
Oh,
Dhanaz.
okay. Hi, Dhanaz. This is awesome. Rest assured you have a guide. When you move on the path to your destiny, like Po got Ugwe and Shifu, you will have your coach and guide along with you. This is the magic of being purpose-led. Everything is nudged and shaped to fulfill your purpose in the outside also. The inside creates the outside. So here comes Batch. How can Batch help? On the left, I know you can't read everything, but just have a look at starting from shame, guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride, courage, neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reason, love, joy, peace, enlightenment. These are different layers of vibrations. As we go up, the frequency is higher. This is a research done by David Hawkins long time back, available in this book called Power versus Force. Must read. And he called them map of consciousness. This map is called the map of consciousness. So when we are in a state of fear, when we are in a state of doubt, when we are in a state of apathy, when we are in a state of low confidence, when we are in a state of hesitation, lack of focus, all of that is negative or emotions which are with low vibration, which means we are at a denser level of vibration. As we move up and have the courage is a very important quality today. To courage to question the status quo and then move into a neutrality where it's like when the car has to when you have to zip on the highway, you first move from lower gears to the neutral gear and then to higher gears, right? So there comes state of neutrality. 250 hertz is the frequency, is the algorithmic frequency there. And then onwards, it's all positive. So the good news is Bach flower remedies is a new age quantum medicine. Why quantum? They work on your vibration. The remedies are vibration. They change your low vibration existence to higher vibration. They help in releasing all the baggages. You know, the baggages that we talked about at the belief and block level, by dousing and dissolving emotions of lower vibration. So this is how your unconscious gets cleaned of limiting beliefs, of limiting blocks. And immediately what you have is shining full glory, which is all about love, joy, peace, enlightenment, forgiveness, gratitude. All of these good qualities are sitting there inside you, covered by a cloud of your limiting beliefs and blocks. All that is dissolved. So it dissolves. The second, it raises. The first is release, then raising the vibration to come to a higher level of vibration. And third, it helps you in realization of destiny. Because what is realization from a quantum perspective? When your vibration harmonizes with the vibration of the universe, you realize your destiny. So nothing is required. No self-affirmations, no NLP, law of attraction. All those are very painstaking and not sure-shot methods. I have been successful. Of course, it takes a little time. But if I get you to talk to some of my clients, and they have been with me for a long time, 2.5 years, but today they're at the top of the world saying that, yay, I can't even imagine where I was. I don't know whether you've heard of that story of the eagle who was brought up with chicken in a chicken barn and never thought that it was an eagle. Till one day a naturalist took it to a mountain top and said, "You are an eagle, you must fly." And the eagle fluttered but could not fly. And again the naturalist said, "You're an eagle, you must not feed on chicken food, you must fly." But the chicken was so scared that it will fall from the mountaintop. Did not fly. The third time, the naturalist said this and released the eagle. It shook for a while in terror. And then the nature of the eagle is to soar high, right? The nature took over and it went flying high and high and high in the sky above and looked down onto the earth to see old friends feeding in the chicken barn. You want to be there? Welcome to the world of Bach. How does Bach fuel your intent? Look at this. Intent, as I said, by very definition, it has a razor sharp outcome. You can't ever miss it. It's like that bullseye, right? Now, you start with an intent, but very often you end up doing something else. You end up with a different outcome. Why? Because the pattern, thoughts and behaviors, your beliefs, your needs, your wants and desires, your deep-seated conditionings deflect the energy of intent, right? Now, here again, you can dissolve this using BachFloweressences and straight away hit the bullseye. Isn't it amazing, guys? That you don't need any self-affirmation, no counseling, no coaching, no behavioral intervention or modification. Nothing is required. To me, I believe it is the safest, purest, the most potent, and most minimalistic way of bringing about transformation. Painless and minimalist way of bringing about transformation. So here it is, some tips of some of the remedies that you might want to use. You can read them. However, the rider over here is that it will not work like that because there's a 4-step process which needs consultation to be able to diagnose your individual blocks and beliefs, your individual mindset and attitude, your individual behavioral pattern, and accordingly make a customized mix or more than one customized mix. And it is sustained, it is iterative. It is not just healing some of your symptoms, but healing you as an individual and finally transforming you as an individual. So consultation, diagnosis, prescription, and review. It is important to go through these 4 steps to be able, that is what I do with my clients. And I love people who come not just with health issues saying that I have a headache or I have cough and sinus. I love people who say that, can you help me become more successful in my profession? And the first thing that I ask, are you open to changing your profession? Can you help me to live a more meaningful relationship? First thing that I ask, are you open to changing your significant relationship? These are very hard-hitting questions. But then, Bach, while it might be very safe and pure, it's the safest and the most powerful mechanism. If I'm in a toxic relationship, trust me, even before the person could go and file a divorce case, she's just about 10 days on Bach. Today she received a notice from her spouse and he has asked for the divorce. Can you imagine the magical power of Bach? It is beyond imagination. That is how it is. This lady who was taking a break, who was frantically looking for a job, and for close to 2 years, she was meeting disappointment after disappointment because either her applications were not being considered or she was not getting through the interview. And then I started Bach for 6 months. And she landed a coveted job, which she believes that she couldn't have otherwise. I don't want to name the organization or the client. But even I could not imagine that she can land a job like that. I thought she will get some job somewhere, and she needed it because she had to earn the livelihood for her family. And to her, now this is opening up the roadmap to destiny. She got in touch with me the other day and she says, you know, my vision is to go abroad, she's in India, and open a chain of food joints. She has a food brand called Casual Gourmet and open up a food chain of this brand and run it all across the world. That's the dream. Now, the last is one of them, and I'm sure some of you might be having it somewhere deep down in your heart. Is there a way by which one can build a career as a Bach flower practitioner? Of course, I never thought about it till 2019. or 2020 more specifically, till COVID happened. And COVID was a disruptive evolution in my life, where whatever I was doing had to stop because of COVID. And then I brought my practice out of the closet. I was doing it privately, and I didn't talk about it much. I was not professionally claiming to be a practitioner. And then I came out. And 2020 to 2023, what a journey, my God. I started with doing educational programs, certification programs on transforming lives with Bach flower therapy. There are 32 batches which have already gone and happened. More than 300 people have got educated. Some of them are certified. Certification is a separate process. But more than that, my practice slowly started building up. Now I'm going to reveal to you a secret. I am doing this because, as you know, that my purpose is to serve people in a way that they can go through a transformational journey. So while my purpose and my passion to serve people is being met, it is also economically viable. I started with just about making 25,000 Indian rupees a month from the clients that they will walk in. And then slowly they started growing. My client base started growing, word of mouth, because my approach to Bach is very different from most people. I have to fight not competition, but I have to fight a lot of noise, a lot of, should I say, proclaimed Bach flower practitioners who are more quackish in their approach than typical approach. And then I started getting clients who would have got the practitioners, wouldn't have got healed, came to me, got healed. Word of mouth happened. And today, I'm happy that it's close to, not close to, but it is a 5-figure income that I have. I can live a life by myself without doing anything else. It is possible to have a joyful, meaningful, and a remunerative career as a Bach flower practitioner. Here are some tips. So my journey has not been that I went through a course and became. I found a mentor and got mentored for 6 months and then got into self-learning. If you are doing a course, please check the credentials. This is another scam that is going on. And I feel very sad and sorry when people come and tell me that I hate money and all of my money is gone. It started and the course trainer vanished after some time. And somebody said I paid about 8,000 Indian rupees. 8,000 Indian rupees would be what, $100, right? And what I was taught was definitely not at all sufficient for me to practice. Check, therefore, the coverage. What all has been covered? Will it help you to end up being a practitioner, or it is just knowledge? You don't need information download. You need someone who can help you to learn and apply that learning once you go out, and ongoing support to help you with that. Ask for genuine testimonies. Those, and there are a few who are really good trainers. You ask them for testimonials. If you don't ask, they will not give you. And these should be genuine testimonials, not doctored. And finally, practice. Even today, every day, at the end of the day, I have a small book in which I write, what did I learn today from my practice? So my friend, I think that's all that I have today. I like to invite your questions, and Pooja, I'm going to share the link to this form, which you can share with the participants. They can start filling in the form while they ask questions. Please feel free to drop by to our All That Batch YouTube channel. And if you want to see the past episodes, they're all lined up over there. You can watch them. Hello, friends. Those who can, if you can switch on your video, I'll be very, very happy to see you and connect with you person to person. Carla, possible? Himal? Hey, there you are, Carla. Wonderful seeing you. Yes. That's Vijay Lakshmi, right?
Yes, Vijayalakshmi.
Yes, Babu, I can see you.
It's so wonderful. It was so wonderful. Your session is absolutely great. Amazing. Thank you so much. And so,
My pleasure.
so you take classes?
Yeah, I do. So Pooja will share a form. Just leave your contact details over there. We'll get in touch with you. I'll do a discovery call with you.
Sure. So where do you stay in Bangalore?
Oh, you are in Bangalore? I stay in South Bangalore.
Okay, so we are basically from Bangalore. At the moment, just the two of us, we stay in Mumbai. Our
Okay.
people all over Bangalore. It's scattered.
Let's catch up. Awesome. Okay. So, any questions? Thank you and bye-bye, Mariam. Thank you so much for joining, and please join the next webinar. I will, to all of you, I will be sending you mails. Just add my email to your address book so that it does not go into your spam folder. Thank you, Danas. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Hey, Jaspal, you've been there.
Yeah, good evening, sir. So
Okay, great.
it was an awesome session. Great insights. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. It was an awesome. Jaspal, I'm happy that you attended. I like to stay in touch with you. Stay in touch. Any questions, any guidance, always welcome. Okay, so with that, I take your permission to close this session. Thank you, Jaspal.
Thank you, sir.
And catch up with you very soon. In the meantime, let's stay connected.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.